Alright guys, and our news says here, why hasn't XRP made its biggest move yet? Expert shares opinion. Now, imagine pouring cement, laying down heavy steel beams, and connecting electrical grids for a brand new skyscraper. Month after month goes by, and to someone driving past on the highway, it looks like nothing is happening because there's no shiny glass tower sitting in the sky yet. But underground, an unbreakable foundation is taking shape. That is exactly where XRP stands right now. Everyday onlookers look at the daily charts and wonder why the price isn't soaring through the roof. But if you look underneath the surface, the institutional pipes are being connected at a scale we have never seen before. So in this video, we are diving deep into a recent breakdown shared on X by crypto analyst here and educator Thomas Laresca, better known to many as Crypto Vice XRP. He explains why XRP's biggest move hasn't happened yet and why the current delay is actually the biggest bullish signal in digital asset history. Right, so why is legal certainty the true prerequisite for institutional capital? Thomas Laresca highlights a major point that retail traders often ignore, and that's institutional money does not move on hype, memes, or rumors. Giant asset managers, multi-billion-dollar hedge funds, and conservative banking institutions operate under strict legal mandates. They cannot allocate billions of dollars into an asset if there is even 1% chance a government regulator will declare it illegal tomorrow. Laresca points out that while the pending Clarity Act could unlock the broader crypto market, XRP already possesses a distinct advantage that almost no other altcoin enjoys. A US court has already officially ruled that XRP in itself is not a security. That gives XRP a bulletproof legal foundation while competitors are still treading on shaky ground. Now, here's my opinion. I view this legal standing as the single most undervalued asset in crypto. Retail investors often get impatient because legal rulings don't trigger instant 10x price pumps on a random Tuesday. But to an institutional risk manager, the court decision was the green light to begin building multi-year projects. So in my view, the lack of immediate price movement isn't a sign of weakness. It's simply the natural delay between establishing legal safety and deploying massive institutional capital. So, what is Grayscale seeing in Ripple's expanding financial engine? The second major observation from Laresca focuses on Grayscale, one of the world's largest crypto asset managers. Grayscale isn't just looking at XRP as a speculative trading token. They are closely watching Ripple's institutional infrastructure. Ripple's footprint has expanded far beyond simple remittance payments. They are actively involved in US Treasury's tokenization, holding key integrations with global payment networks like MasterCard and major banking institutions like JP Morgan. Furthermore, Ripple's ecosystem now spans across Ripple payments, the RLUSD stablecoin, institutional custody solutions, and real-world asset tokenization. Now, here's my opinion. I see Ripple quietly building a full-suit financial operating system. A lot of people think Ripple is just competing with Swift for money transfers. But when you look at RLUSD paired with institutional custody and Treasury tokenization, they are actually building an end-to-end bridge between traditional finance and blockchain rails. So my take is simple. Grayscale isn't paying attention by accident. They recognize that once these products are fully integrated into daily banking operations, the demand for underlying liquidity will be permanent and structural, not speculative. Now, how has XRP maintained top 10 dominance since 2014? Laresca brings up a statistic that should stop every crypto skeptic in their tracks. XRP is the only altcoin in history that has maintained its position in the top 10 market cap every single year since 2014. Think about what that actually means. Over the last 12 years, thousands of crypto projects have launched, promised to change the world, pumped to massive valuations, and then completely disappeared into obscurity. XRP survived multiple multi-year bear markets, catastrophic industry crashes, and one of the most aggressive SEC lawsuits in history. Yet, through all of that noise, it never fell out of the top 10. Now, here's my opinion. Staying power is the ultimate indicator of structural health in any financial market. Anyone can ride a temporary wave of market hype during a bull run, but maintaining a top-tier position through a relentless multi-year government lawsuit requires real institutional backing and genuine utility. So as a market observer, this 12-year track record proves to me that XRP possesses an underlying floor of support that simply cannot be shaken loose by market FUD or short-term price stagnation. Now, will the Clarity Act be the final trigger for explosive adoption? Looking ahead, Laresca points to the broader legislative landscape, specifically the progress of the Clarity Act. While XRP already has its specific court ruling, broader legislative clarity across the entire United States financial system would reinforce what courts have established and remove the final excuses holding back conservative capital. When broad regulations are passed, it allows traditional banking infrastructure to interact with digital assets without fear of sudden regulatory crackdowns. As Laresca famously noted, the price is one thing, but they just keep on stacking acquisitions and partnerships. The infrastructure is compounding every single week, even while the chart appears quiet. Now, here's my opinion. I completely agree with Laresca's assessment here. Price is a lagging indicator. Infrastructure is a leading indicator. In any major economic evolution, the underlying rails must be completely constructed, tested, and secured before the massive flow of value begins. You don't run a high-speed train on uncompleted tracks. So in my opinion, we are currently watching the final sections of the track being bolted down. Once the legislative framework locks into place, the sheer volume of institutional transactions running through these partnerships will force the market to reprice XRP to reflect its true operational value. And finally, here is our overall conclusion. The question of why XRP hasn't made its biggest move yet isn't a mystery when you look at the macro picture. It's a matter of timing. As analyst Thomas Laresca rightly highlighted, Ripple has been relentlessly stacking strategic partnerships, expanding into institutional custody, tokenizing real-world assets, and launching RLUSD, all while backed by a unique court ruling that solidifies its non-security status. XRP's unmatched 12-year track record in the top 10 proves its resilience, and the incoming Clarity Act promises to remove the final regulatory hurdles for institutional money. The price chart may look calm on the surface, but underneath, the financial engine of tomorrow is being built. When structural utility finally meets regulatory certainty, the price will inevitably catch up to the infrastructure. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one, or you might just as well check this next recommended video right here.